Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Julie Mann, and I show men and women how they can live healthy, happy, sustainable lives by changing their habits and using cutting-edge products to help them age really well. And I'm so excited because today I'm joined by a personal coach and a business coach, and her name is Rachel Heavens. Oh my goodness, that's such a good name. And Rachel, you're going to share some habits for vitality, aren't you? Great.
Absolutely.
So, straight over to you.
Thanks, Jules. So great to be here this morning. So I want to start by talking about, this is probably a very simple and straightforward habit, but it's one that really works for me. It's going to bed early and waking up early. So I've been doing this now for a number of years, and I can honestly say it has really improved my vitality and energy levels. So I've always wanted to be somebody who wakes up early and feels awake. And if I go to bed early, 9:30 or 10, I've been told that those hours before midnight are called the golden hours. So they're the time frame, if you like, where if we go to sleep then, we go into a much deeper, more nourishing sleep, which means that when we wake up in the morning, we feel much more rested. So that's my habit number one that I like to use. Another habit I have, which I practice on a daily basis, is being curious. And being curious about life is a great way to release energy, to be engaged with what's going on in your life. It could be making your breakfast, it could be having a conversation, it could be finding out something new. So having this sort of curiosity antenna always on the go. And it's particularly useful when you're in a situation where you think you know it all about it. You've done it before, you've been there, you got the t-shirt. You can bring curiosity to that moment. You can enable yourself to increase your energy and vitality for life. You get interested in life again, in something that maybe you've done before a million times. The other one I love is practicing listening, especially listening to people who have different opinions to me. And that kind of links in with the curiosity. It's bringing this really intensive and purposeful listening in places that I don't particularly want to listen, like the news or people with strong opinions that are opposed to me, or people that have attitudes and beliefs that I don't agree with. Or very religious, for example. I don't have a particular religion. So when people talk about religion, that's when I turn on my listening and I get interested in what they're saying. And it really provides this energy and dynamism in the conversation suddenly. And then last of all, the one I want to talk about is practicing apologizing when it's not your fault. It's one of my favorite ones. And I do it in my job a lot. So I'm working with people at the moment who've had pretty poor experiences with managers before. And so I take it upon myself to apologize for the experience they've had before, even though I wasn't there. I had nothing to do with it. I apologize for it, and it makes an enormous difference. In fact, I can see in front of me people come alive. So that vitality in people comes back. It's like they can let go and move on from what happened because somebody has apologized to them. So that's something that I do on a regular basis. And it gives me energy as well. It gives me vitality and va-va-voom for life. The sense that something has got resolved by me apologizing for it.
Wow, Rachel, can you just expand on that? Because there might be people watching going, are you joking?
Yeah.
I'm apologizing if I've done nothing wrong. So can you just give us an example of how you do that? So
yeah.
More of an understanding.
Well, I support and coach people at work, and I'm working with a particular person who has had very poor experience of leadership and management, and this has really impacted her capability and her performance at work. And everyone's seems to have been scratching their head about why that is. And we had a session together, and she told me about what had happened. And rather than kind of explain it or justify it or resist it, I just said, I'm really sorry that that happened to you. Like, on behalf of those people, who I don't know. I'm really sorry that that happened to you. And she instantly relaxed and the light came back in her eyes and she was able to engage with me in a conversation that wasn't, there was no upset there. So I know it sounds weird to imagine that I would apologize for somebody else's, what they did, but somehow in the moment with this person, it just released something and it allowed for that life and energy and that freedom to arise with that person. And so they were able to engage with me as their new manager, their new leader, in a completely new, different way. Does that explain it better?
I absolutely love that, Rachel. And I'm sure that will be a big eye-opener. So people watching, you know, you might want to be curious about that. And actually, curiosity is my favorite word. Listening, I think listening is vital. Hence, you get vitality when you listen, don't you? And actually,
Yeah.
it's all about having that kind of childlike mind again.
Yes.
You know, which makes life so much more exciting and engaging. And yeah, going to bed early. Of course, the other upside is if you go to bed early and you get up early, not only will you feel better, but also you'll have more time to do things. If you're up before the kids, you've got some time for yourself to do whatever you want to do. You know,
Totally. It's quiet. It's peaceful. I do the things that I love doing, like Jules saw my ironing board earlier in the shot. I love to iron in the morning. I love to study in the morning. I love to water my garden in the morning. So you're absolutely right, Jules. It creates this pocket of time that's entirely yours.
yeah.
And you get so much done before you begin your workday.
I wouldn't be filling mine up with ironing because I can't stand ironing.
Most people say that.
But I do actually have meditation practice, and I'm learning French, and I read some positive stuff. You know, maybe do some exercise at that time of the morning or a bit later on. But those were absolutely brilliant habits, Rachel. Thank you so much. So I'm sure that those watching, you might be thinking, oh, I'd like to find out a little bit more. So if you look below this video, you'll see all of Rachel's links, and you know, do get in touch with her. I've known Rachel for a few years and she's so absolutely wonderful. So get in touch. My links are below as well. So Rachel, thank you ever so much for just those fantastic habits, and thank you everybody for watching.
Thanks, Jules.